Thinking back to the day that Pastor Craig first gave a call out to our church, he wanted to have a meeting that evening to talk about politics and government. He felt a calling on his heart because he's seeing what is happening in our nation and wanted to make a difference, but he knew he couldn't do it alone. Just the sheer size of everything that's happening, whether you're looking at the municipal level, provincial level, federal level, there's just so much going on. So he knew he needed help, but he didn't know what that was going to look like. So he just gave us a call. I've always been interested in politics and government, since social studies in high school and junior high and all that. So I felt like, yeah, you know what, I think this is something I can help out with that interests me and somewhere I can make a difference in my church. So that Sunday we all attended. So out of the 500 people roughly in our congregation, there's about 20 or so of us that were there. And at the meeting, Pastor Craig just shared what was on his heart in more detail. And he said, more than anything, there's just so much information, so many ways to get to create change and get activated. He just needed a team around him that could help gather that information and process it and get it out to the church. We had our core team of about 4 volunteers that put their hands up. Let's figure out how this can work. So that was a process that we kept learning and growing as we kept meeting. What that looked like was breaking up the work that we're trying to do into 3 pieces. So that's a research piece, an action piece, and a communications piece. And so the research piece really focuses on let's get our hands on this information and make sense of it, because there's just so much out there and we want to know what's most important, specifically about the issues that are affecting us as believers, because we know that there's some concerning things that are happening in government that don't align with our beliefs and values as Christians and followers of Christ. So that was the focus on the research, just gather the information, let's help process it and vet it and get it ready for Pastor Craig. And then the second piece was around action. So we wanted to gather the opportunities there are for our church and just everyday members of our congregation to learn about what's going on, but also to see where they can take action. So what this looks like is petitions or voting and volunteering with political parties or different groups. So we wanted to gather those opportunities and organize it so that our church family can know, and even beyond our church family. And then the final piece was communications. And this is where we wanted to bring it all together, because we have the information and then we have the actions. So let's get it all in a succinct message that would make sense to everyone, because we know, like all of us, we're not experts in this. We're just learning as we go. So let's simplify it and make it something that's easy to digest. Because we know everybody in our congregation, we all have our families and our work, and our time is of great value. The format that evolved or came together was that we needed someone in a leadership position and then people to lead our 3 areas. And so I stepped up to be the leader of our group to help organize things. And in that role as the chair of our Citizen Action Group, first and foremost, I'm there to serve our pastor, make sure that we're bringing value to him, bringing him the right information and answering his questions and helping him get the information out about government and politics. So in that role, number 1 is serving Pastor Craig in this case, and could be your pastor and yours. The second part is then serving the congregation and getting the information out. And so this was a process that took some time to really make sense of for us, and hopefully we can share our learnings so it's not as long-winded for you guys. The way that we started our Citizen Action Group mainly was we would have meetings once a month on a Sunday evening. So we'd invite a speaker, they would help us get informed and really wrap our heads around what's happening in government and politics, because we were all pretty new to it, we're not experts in this. So we would have the speakers come, and that was the first starting point to really get people involved and engaged. But, I've heard about this, what's happening in the schools or what's happening around abortion or whatever issue, and they want to learn more. So we'd have speakers that would provide that information to give more information and how we can get involved in what's happening. So now we have a Citizen Action Group monthly update. So this is an important piece to keep people engaged and to just let them know what's happening at each level of government. So at the city level, or the municipal, and the provincial and federal, because it's really important to notice the difference between these two and just organize it into just really short summaries for everyone so they know what's happening and where they can get involved. So we'd have people sign up and offer their emails. The number one piece that was very helpful was setting up a citizen action booth. So this is just a little booth set up for every Sunday, where we have our pamphlets and information about what's going on in politics and government. And this is the focal point for the congregation to engage with us, because we try to have someone there every Sunday after each of the services. That way they can come and ask questions. If we sent an email, if they have questions about that, or if anything's happening in government and politics, we can help answer questions and build a relationship with the congregation. Because we even have people just wandering up to the booth and saying, "Oh, what's this all about? I haven't heard about it." So that's the opportunity there.